What's up? What's happening? Happy New Year to you. First video of 2022. And just sitting back watching the news and looking at the media, listening to music, and dang man, our community is in a crazy trouble spot. The youth just think they out of control. They out of control. They just put out that warrant for the Young Dolph murder, assassination. And it was a young man who did it. Young man. And you know what he did? He said he gonna turn himself in when he get ready to. He gave himself a couple days to party, which we understand. But he also went to the studio, of course. And the trend, of course, is to make music and make posts that's gonna make it seem like we're criminals and you wanna incriminate yourself. Like, why is that cool? Why do people keep putting themselves in situations that ain't serving them? Like, it's like people not critically thinking. People get all the way to where they can crash out and burn. Like, why you want to crash out and burn? Why you want to get to the top and then crash out and burn? Because you can't crash and burn at the bottom. It's like you don't pick up enough momentum. But when you get to the top and you start elevating, why you crash out? There's so many young folks that just crash out, just throw it all away. It's like the critical thinking is not non-existent. I think it's because, they put through a system where all they gotta do is raise their hand, and they cater to even my kids. People telling me, oh, you put too much pressure on your kids, which is probably true. I try to back off of them a little bit. But I don't ever want them to feel like, anything is a free ride. There's no free lunches and, you can't skate through life because you're cute. Because one day you're going to grow up and you're going to realize that you haven't really accomplished anything. Even if it's in high school, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting the grades that you need to do to get to the next level. Or you ain't even putting in the time on your trade or your hobby or your craft. Like, those are crucial years where young people can develop to become adults. But since we ain't got no kind of direction and no kind of standards in the community, if you want to run the streets, you can run the streets. If you want to be on the internet all day doing stuff that's not constructive, you could do that because everybody else is doing that. But everybody else, you know what I'm saying, their parents and their family and their community are able to pull them to the top, are able to give them positions, are able to put them in places where they'll be able to recognize, like, I need to change my life if I want to be part of this, if I want to make it to the upper echelons and shit. But you know what I'm saying? In our community, it's like, dog, you rarely see anybody who living a lifestyle that you want to live. You see people, like, they working until they in their grave and they going to church 2-3 times a week and coming home being broke and then looking for the solution to some dumb place like a party or, you know what I'm saying, going out and getting drunk or going places that don't serve them. We love to gather together to go out to eat or go out and pray or go out and dance or go out and watch movies or go out and trick or treat, go out and watch the lights for Christmas or go get dressed for some kind of convention or, you know what I'm saying, fucking talent show or concert or, we can go to the club, we can go to the game. We definitely gonna get together and go to the game. We gonna tailgate. You know what I mean? Don't let it be somebody's birthday. We gonna turn up, post all the pictures. But when it comes to making sacrifices for the community, we can't do that because it's too difficult. It's too difficult to take on the responsibility of teaching somebody everything you know, because that means you're going to have something in your head to know. You're going to have to know something to teach somebody. You can't just sit around and do nothing when you get off of work every day, unless you can pass on what you know at work to the next person. Like my homeboy, he do HVAC. Bruh still gets side jobs and still wants to learn more and still always pursuing the next biggest thing, even though he gets paid more than most people who've been working at the same job for 30, 40 years. It's like, seriously, you could be working at the same job for 30, 40 years and still get paid damn near nothing. So it's like this man has all this information and he can share it with the next person. You know what I mean? It's not just something that he's working for a company and when he come home his job is done. When he retires, it's done. So he's put his time into something that can serve him for the rest of his life. And I feel like in our community we need to do that. And then once we have a trade or a skill or even a knowledge that can serve us, we can give it to the next generation and, you know, pass that knowledge on. But right now, the only knowledge that we have is being servants. You know what I mean? We got the knowledge of being, with great servants, we come to work, we work hard, we play the sports well, and we pray well, and, you know, we dance and sing, and we entertain everybody with great servants. But now it's time to transcend. We got to transcend to the next phase of this thing, man. We can't just keep entertaining everybody and being good dancers and actors and comedians, and which is cool because you know what I'm saying. That is a talent. That is definitely a talent that we can pass on. But if we don't own any of the stages we dancing on, don't own any of the screens, none of the cameras, you know, a small percentage do. But man, we gotta start making this thing big. Where it's just like platforms like these are so beautiful because we can get on here and build up our build up our brand and then influence people. That's why they call it influencers and stuff. You know what I mean? If you got the right followers, you never know what you can influence the next generation of people to do. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's so much ignorance online and so much ignorance out in the world that, man, it's so easy to get caught up in the wrong stuff. But I just had that on my mind, and you know what I mean, it made me feel better to get it off, even if I don't influence nobody. At least I can say I tried. I put it out there in the universe, and you know what I'm saying? Shoot, that's good enough for me. But y'all take care, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, eventually we gonna get it together. And like, comment, share, subscribe. Be easy.